Welcome to the Japan National Stadium in Tokyo as Paris Saint-Germain and Inter take the final leg of their pre-season tour of Japan to the capital, where they meet tonight. And it is a wondrous atmosphere inside the Japanese National Stadium. Genuine excitement here at the opportunity of seeing two European greats in the flesh. Well, both clubs arrived via Osaka, where PSG were beaten by the local side Cerezo on Friday, following a goalless draw with Cristiano Ronaldo's El Nasser a week today. So it's been a mixed bag of results so far for new boss Luis Enrique. Inter, meanwhile, drew 1-1 with the same opposition in Osaka, following a couple of pre-season wins back home in Italy. And Inter will play just the 2 games of their Japanese tour as opposed to PSG's 3. PSG have certainly been the busier in the transfer market this summer in terms of major signings. They've spent over the 150 million euro mark, although one of those new faces, Milan Skriniar, made the switch to PSG from Inter on a free just a few weeks ago. Inter have freshened up the squad, but with 10 million euro capture of Christian Aslani from Empoli, their most expensive outlay, they've yet to thoroughly reinvest the 52.2 million euros they brought in from Andre Onana's move to Manchester United. Well, you may be surprised to know that these two clubs have never met competitively. It's the 5th meeting in all in friendly matches. PSG keeper Gianluigi Donnarumma had over 200 appearances for Inter's city rivals Milan, while centre-back Milan Skriniar, who's just made the switch from Inter, follows in the footsteps of Achraf Hakimi, the right-back from 2 years ago. Hakimi is one of 4 changes to the PSG team that started against Cerezo. Lucas Hernandez, Fabian Ruiz and Carlos Soler all brought in. Luis Enrique will be looking for improvement in the final third from PSG, who dominated the game against Cerezo, but poor finishing cost them in the unexpected 3-2 defeat. And this man, Lautaro Martinez, the captain of Inter, certainly knows the way to goal. Marquinhos wearing the armband for PSG. Junpei Ida, the experienced referee, is in the middle. PSG generally have had the better of the friendly meetings. 3 wins and 1 draw the 4 previous times they've met, generally in pre-season friendlies. Inter looking for their first win. 21-year-old goalkeeper Filip Stankovic continues in goal for Inter as the Italian cup holders make 5 changes from the draw with Al Nassr. Matteo Darmian, a new signing, Francesco Acerbi come into the back 3. Federico Di Marco starts at left wing back, while Henrik Mkhitaryan is brought into the centre of midfield. Another new signing, Marcus Thuram, partners captain Lautaro Martinez up front for Inter. Be interesting to see how PSG's 4-3-3 marks up against Inter's 3-5-2. Marco Asensio expected to lead the line. Neymar is amongst the substitutes for PSG. Kylian Mbappe not involved. Simone Inzaghi, who led Inter to the Champions League final last season, 3rd in Serie A and success in the Coppa Italia. Luis Enrique, the man with charge of bringing PSG the holy grail of the Champions League. So it's Paris Saint-Germain who get us underway at the Japan National Stadium against Inter, last season's UEFA Champions League runners-up. The final match for both these sides in their recent short tour of Japan. Here's Hernandez immediately in possession. Up towards Asensio. It does look as though he is the centre of the three forwards for Paris Saint-Germain. All sorts of rumours surrounding Kylian Mbappe. And PSG have said won't play for the club again unless he signs a contract extension. Asensio's cross into the centre, but the whistle has already gone. PSG in the traditional blue and red, Inter in the changed white. There is Neymar amongst these substitutes alongside Verratti. Another player linked with a move to Saudi Arabia, the Italian midfielder Marco Verratti. There's Bastoni. Now Di Marco. Terrific crosser of the ball. Federico Di Marco loves getting forward as often as he can, the left wing back. Donnarumma. Paris Saint-Germain, who only reached the last 16 of the Champions League last season, losing to Bayern Munich. Inter going all the way to the final, but couldn't deny Manchester City the treble, losing in the Champions League final by a goal to nil. A club who have 3 times been champions of Europe, twice in the 60s, most recently though in 2010 under Jose Mourinho. I know that's some 13 years ago now. PSG desperate to follow in the footsteps of their great rivals Marseille, the only French club to be champions of Europe. Came close in 2020, but beaten by Bayern Munich in the final. Here's Hernandez. Fabian Ruiz turning away from the challenge of Darmian. Now Asensio. He's made a lively start to the game. Foul on Dumfries and a free kick for Inter. Challenged by Manuel Ugarte. Another of the new arrivals for Paris Saint-Germain. He was much sought after, the sporting midfielder. Eventually arrived in the French capital for 60 million euros. PSG on the front foot now. A little flick in. Cherby did well though for Inter. A bit of space here for Di Marco. Challenged by Ugarte. And then Lautaro Martinez. Fabulous turnout for what is effectively a pre-season friendly, but a glorious chance to see the likes of Lautaro Martinez in the flesh. The opportunity has certainly been taken up by the locals here in Tokyo and in Osaka. Stadium that hosted Kawasaki Frontale's defeat to Bayern Munich at the weekend. Here's Ugarte. So they have been spoilt for games and superstars in the last couple of weeks. Hernandez. Skriniar. Must be a strange one for him, lining up against his former Inter teammates so soon after making the switch. Marquinhos. Lautaro Martinez almost pouncing on Ugarte. There's Marquinhos. Doesn't dwell on the ball for quite so long this time, the Uruguayan. Helping it on to Fabian Ruiz. Here's Asensio. That's out of play for a throw. Asensio, the player down. Has a poor challenge actually, and then takes a whack from Dumfries as well. Clearly accidental from the Dutchman. Took a bit of a double whammy there, didn't he, Marco Asensio? Simone Inzaghi, who's proving pretty adept as a coach, looking as though he may have a more successful coaching career than playing career, and his playing career wasn't bad either. Not quite the on-field success as his brother Pippo Inzaghi, but did a wonderful job at Lazio. Club where he won the Serie A title as a player and guided them to the Coppa Italia as a coach. Competition he's since won twice with Inter. Emery, the player taken down. Touched out again by Zaire Emery. Just overrun in the end by Lucas Hernandez. There was a touch on it. It's a corner for PSG, which Soler will take. Quickly whipped in, it's a good save from Stankovic. Quick thinking from the set piece from Paris Saint-Germain, very nearly catching out Inter. Good block from Stankovic, who is the son of former Inter legend Dejan Stankovic. His brother Alexander is amongst the Inter substitutes. With Onana departing to Manchester United, it's given Stankovic, who's come through the ranks at Inter, the opportunity. There's Ugarte. Asensio. Fabian Ruiz. Hakimi. Dangerous ball in from Hakimi. Acerbi cleared it away for Inter. PSG keeping up this early pressure though. Hakimi on one more, squared in towards Asensio. And another PSG corner. Fabian Ruiz will take it. Lively start from Marco Asensio. DeMarco overrunning it. Here's Ugarte. PSG have started this game like a team who is smarting from that defeat to Cerezo Osaka. A match they dominated, had so many opportunities. Couldn't put Cerezo away. Ekitike not starting this evening. He's been on good pre-season form. Scored in the last couple of games for PSG. There's He's amongst the rather lengthy substitutes bench. Soler. Looking for Asensio. Two Spaniards trying to combine for Paris Saint-Germain. The chase on. Donnarumma, though, getting there ahead of Marcus Thuram. Another son of a famous player, Marcus Thuram, the son of French World Cup winner Lilian Thuram. Tried his trade for Juventus, though, Inter's great rivals. Marcus arriving on a free transfer from Bundesliga side Borussia Mönchengladbach. Stankovic to DeMarco. Can't keep the ball at the moment, though, Inter. They're very much second best at the start of this game. Here's Hakimi. Ball one back really well by Isaiah Emery. Here's Hakimi. Fabian Ruiz with the touchback to Hernandez, helps it on to Skriniar. Donnarumma looking to measure that out to Asensio, overhit it though. Cherby with the header away, but PSG have it again. Asensio. Isaiah Emery ahead of him. Fabian Ruiz. Certainly sharper at the start of this game, the French champions. Lucas Hernandez's attempted block. Blocked away by Denzel Dumfries. Skriniar. Isaiah Emery switches it out to Hakimi. PSG continue their dominance. Ugarte. Oh, lovely ball over the top. They're in behind here, PSG, and it's off the post from Asensio. That's the second glorious chance that the Spaniard has had in front of the Inter goal. Denied the first time by Stankovic, but on this occasion by the post. The French champions certainly looking the more likely to get the breakthrough here. Dumfries into Çalhanoğlu. Now Hakimi. One or two passes and then the ball is turned over to PSG. Isaiah Emery. There's the free kick. Sandro Bastoni complaining that he more trod on the ball than was fouled, and I think he may well have a point. From Paris Saint-Germain, and Asensio inches away from giving them the lead. Ugarte to Soler. And they look for all the world 1-0, but not so. Chance here though for PSG. Asensio not too far away from it. Tina there as well, the Portuguese player. So creative. It's driven over the wall and over the crossbar. In the end by Achraf Hakimi against his former side. It's Federico Di Marco. Wayward ball. Once again, PSG onto it with Soler. Asensio. Fabian Ruiz. Managed to squeeze the shot away, but without any significant power to trouble Stankovic. Just a swipe in the end as he was off balance. Here's Thuram. With Di Marco. ...34 goals and 111 appearances for Borussia Mönchengladbach. Marcus Thuram. He will celebrate his 26th birthday in 5 days' time. His career with Sochaux, moved on to Guingamp before really making his name in 4 years in the Bundesliga. Di Marco's throw with Bastoni. Haven't got into their stride at all yet, Inter. Played a couple of friendlies at home in Italy against Lugano of Switzerland and Ogolatese of Serie C in Italy. In those games 3-0 and 10-0. Dumfries with the cross in. He really picked out Mkhitaryan. He's been very much on the edge of the game so far, the Armenian. There's Vitinha. Foul by Di Marco. Last game was on Thursday for Inter, that 1-1 draw with El Nasser Fratesi equalising just a minute before half-time. Ugarte. Asensio. Moves on to the captain Marquinhos. This PSG side have spent time in Italy. Marquinhos was another. He was at Roma before switching to Paris Saint-Germain. Nice work from Asensio. Now Vitinha. Asensio. Lovely football from Paris Saint-Germain. Fabian Ruiz fancied it himself. It was blocked away in the end by Matteo Darmian. Thuram. Varela. Lautaro Martinez. Here's Di Marco. Lautaro fancies this. Straight at Donnarumma. Fabulous servant he's been for Inter since joining them in 2018 from Racing Club in Argentina. 79 goals and 173 appearances for Inter. 21 and 48 for Argentina, with whom he won the Copa America and World Cup in the last 2 years. Skriniar, Lucas Hernandez. Again, Hernandez. This is lovely football again from PSG, but Soler again puts it off target. The inability to turn overwhelming possession into victory against Cerezo Osaka was evident last time out for PSG, and Luis Enrique will be concerned the same is happening again here. His side have been utterly dominant in the opening 20 minutes or so. Soler, Fabian Ruiz, both with sights of goal. Marco Asensio with the two best chances. One saved, one off the post. Darmian. Dumfries. Amichevole. Gante with the touchdown. Vitinha. Yeah, he was called after he released the ball. Just a word from the referee for Nicolo Barella. Italian international midfielder who has been linked with a move away from Inter. Jurgen Klopp of Liverpool said to be one of his major admirers. Yellow card for Henrik Mkhitaryan. That's a poor challenge on Manuel Ugarte. .34 now, the former Manchester United and Arsenal midfielder. Came to Inter via Roma. Taro. Touch off to Calhanoglu. Dumfries. Gante there to pick up the pieces ahead of Thuram. Calmly clear it away for Paris Saint-Germain. As far as Acerbi though. Bastoni. Stankovic. Thuram to Bastoni. Switches it out to Dumfries. Calhanoglu. Keeping the ball a bit more now, Inter, as they try and play their way into a contest in which they've been very much second best so far. Now Marcus Thuram with a bit of space. DiMarco, chance to deliver. Whips the ball into a dangerous area. It was his former teammate Milan Skriniar who got his head to it just ahead of Barella. Best move we've seen though from Inter so far. Deflection on the delivery as well. I think Barella penalised for the push on Skriniar. Fabian Ruiz. Mkhitaryan just trying to switch it out towards DiMarco. Poor ball though from the Armenian. It's Bastoni. Freeze will do well to keep that in and couldn't. Emery coming short. Couldn't control it. Good work from Barella to force the throw for Inter. Slowly but surely trying to turn the tide of this match, which was being utterly dominated by Paris Saint-Germain. Had 84 possession at one point in that opening quarter of an hour. Darmian. Amichevole. Turkish international Hakan Çalhanoğlu, who's tasted both sides of the divide in Milan, joined Inter from AC Milan in 2021. Here's Thuram. Dumfries up in support, taken down by Skriniar. Free kick for Inter. Positive play by Marcus Thuram. Nowhere near the ball. Skriniar along with Marco Asensio, two free signings that Paris Saint-Germain have taken advantage of during the summer. Can they work here? Inter. Çalhanoğlu over it. DeMarco there as well. There's Çalhanoğlu who hits it straight at Donnarumma. Straight through the middle of the gap. Donnarumma had a pretty decent view of it though. One of Çalhanoğlu's finest strikes. Inter beginning to ask one or two more questions now of Paris Saint-Germain than they did at the start of the game. Barella. Mkhitaryan. There's Bastoni. Shot by Lautaro. Acerbi. Now DeMarco. Such a good supply line, Federico DeMarco, when he gets in those positions, as we've seen just the once so far in this opening half an hour. It's a wicked delivery with that left foot. And it's wayward from Donnarumma. Keeper who seems to have been around for years, because he broke into the Milan first team aged just 16. He's still only 24, Gianluigi Donnarumma, already 54 caps for Italy. Bastoni to Stankovic. Dayan was such a gifted midfielder, a big favourite at Inter. Interesting move to take on a career as a goalkeeper. He avoids any inevitable comparison with his father, so it could prove to be a wise move. Hernandez to Skriniar. Fabian Ruiz. Hakimi. And Skriniar. Isaiah Emery. Senzio just loves floating around. Certainly playing without an out-and-out centre forward, very much a false 9 for Senzio, even though he's wearing 11. Can be the Spanish way, and I'm surprised to see Luis Enrique utilising it, especially without Neymar in the starting 11 and Kylian Mbappe not involved. Ekitike on the bench. Into the box is headed away by Cherby. Now DeMarco. Dumfries did well to pick the pocket there of Lucas Hernandez. Dumfries again. Lautaro. DeMarco, the little touch into Mkhitaryan. Now Vitinha. There's Fabian Ruiz, surrounded by white shirts. And it's deflected behind for a corner. And Carlos Soler. And Calhanoglu getting himself back and in the way. Soler across to deliver. Cherby and Bastoni. Keeping a close eye on Skriniar, punched away by Stankovic. And Vitinha with an ambitious effort. Well off target. Joined Club Vitinha in 2022 from Porto, with a loan spell with Wolves in the 2021 season where he made 19 appearances. They've been imaginative from their corners. That was the earlier one that produced a chance for Asensio, and then that was the second big chance on the new arrival from Real Madrid. Asensio, Ugarte, Skriniar and Lucas Hernandez. All new arrivals in the starting 11 here. Hernandez costing 40 million euros from Bayern Munich. Lautaro. There's Bastoni. Left-sided of the three centre-backs. Popping up on the right wing and winning a corner for Inter. Just over 10 minutes to half-time. Paris Saint-Germain 0, Inter 0. DeMarco and Calhanoglu over it. No delivery from DeMarco, and Fabian Ruiz clears it away. Lauding his crossing ability in this first half, but that was a shocking delivery. Simone Inzaghi's expression. Well, just 3 caps for Italy, Simone. There's another Pipo, of course, far more successful in terms of goal scoring and international honours. Never the most prolific striker, 28 goals in 133 games for Lazio. Foot on goalwards. Donnarumma, though, will be happy to gather that. Skriniar. Lucas Hernandez. So they're ahead of him. With Skriniar, Ugarte, Marquinhos, and Hakimi. DeMarco with the foot in on Ugarte. And the Uruguayan fouls Bastoni. .6'3" Bastoni. He's one of those, though, that looks much taller than that. Here's Dumfries. Darmian into Calhanoglu. Done by Cherby towards Lautaro. Hasn't seen as much of the ball as Inter would like in this first half. Ugarte. Mkhitaryan just catching Ugarte, but then took a bit of a whack himself, the Armenian. PSG with more of the ball and more attempts at goal. It remains at 0-0. And the same problems have surfaced in this first half that they had in their 3-2 loss to Cerezo Osaka on Friday. There's Marquinhos. Inter don't play again until next Wednesday, the 9th of August, when they travel to play RB Salzburg in Austria, and then that is their last pre-season game until they kick off at home to Monza. Have an extra week to prepare. Liga kicks off a week earlier, August the 12th, when Paris Saint-Germain entertain Lorient. There's DeMarco. Dumfries, one wing back to the other. Morella's ball in, just too high for Thuram. Marquinhos read it well to get it away, and then possession handed straight back to Lautaro of all people. Here's DeMarco. Calhanoglu. That's going to be a corner from Bastoni's delivery off Hakimi. Struggled to really open up PSG in open play. Inter. Can they work here from this latest set piece? Calhanoglu and DeMarco both over it. Oh, his delivery in. Marquinhos again with the header away. Bastoni. Killed by Cherby. Two central defenders trying to find a way through this PSG defence. Fabian Ruiz wrestled to the ground though by Francesco Acerbi. Couldn't have any complaints about that at Cherby. Hakimi. Fabian Ruiz. Senzio. He's going to be a key part of Saint-Germain's attacking third next season. It'll be so interesting to see how the Kylian Mbappe story plays out. There was even rumours of him joining Liverpool on loan for just a season. The inevitability is that he will join Real Madrid on a free transfer at the end of the next campaign when his contract is up. PSG doing everything they can to avoid that. Accepted the massive offer from Saudi Arabia, but Mbappe didn't. He refused to even go to the table for negotiations. Soler and Ruiz over this. PSG look to break through. 3 minutes left of the first half. First half they've largely dominated. Did by Soler, header away by Dumfries. And Alessandro Bastoni was the player fouled. Boot coming off in the process as well. It was Marquinhos, just trod on the heel of his boot. Struggled to make his mark so far this evening, Lautaro Martinez. Talismanic forward really for Inter. 21 goals again in Serie A last season. Cheers all around the stadium as the large screen shows a shot of Neymar. Didn't feature against Cerezo despite being on the bench. Interesting to see if he gets on this evening. Barella after this one. Zaire Emery across. Six appearances for Paris Saint-Germain in Liga last season. Zaire Emery's one of those that has shown that you can make it into the PSG first team from the club's youth ranks. It's Bastoni. Lautaro. Barella. DeMarco. It's around with the little touch. Vitinha, though, read it well and intercepted, and Hakimi can bring it away. Foul by DeMarco. A minute to be added on. Donnarumma. Too many clear-cut chances. Michael Asensio going the closer of the two sides to getting the breakthrough for PSG. Needs to show for Donnarumma here. After all that, gives the ball straight away to Acerbi. Lautaro towards Thuram. Hakimi's header. Lautaro hit it first time. Challenge coming in as he struck the shot. He's asking whether or not that should be a corner. That is the end of the first half action here at the Japan National Stadium in Tokyo. A sizable crowd, hasn't seen any goals so far. Marco Asensio has gone the closest though to getting a breakthrough with an early chance saved by Stankovic, and another off the post. Inter though haven't created a great deal in truth in this first half. PSG dominant in terms of possession and chances created. Thuram and Lautaro Martinez, the front pairing, have been pretty quiet for Inter, and so far Neymar is still yet to see any action in Japan. Ongoing discussion there between Fabian Ruiz and Gianluigi Donnarumma, I think potentially over the lack of options for the PSG goalkeeper when he had the ball in his possession just a few moments ago. But no doubt there will be a raft of changes in the second half to both these starting 11s. But for Paris Saint-Germain, the same story as it was against Cerezo. Lots of possession but no goals. PSG 0, Inter 0. Welcome back to the National Stadium in Tokyo as Neymar makes his way out, but not for the second half. And he's still going to be sat on the bench. Will they or won't they see him in action in this tour of Japan for Paris Saint-Germain? It's PSG 0, Inter 0 at half-time. PSG certainly the dominant team in the first half, the team with the better chances. Marco Asensio going as close as anyone to getting the breakthrough. He does have his boots on, Neymar at least. Marco Verratti saw a bit of action against Cerezo. Will he start the season for Paris Saint-Germain with the riches of Saudi Arabia very much on the agenda for the Italian midfielder. Just waiting to see how many changes have been made for the start of this second half. Substitutions have been plentiful on this Japanese tour, but certainly many of the faces that we saw in the first half have emerged again for the second 45 minutes here. It will be Inter to get us underway. Quick count up from the referee. Paris Saint-Germain 0, Inter 0 then at the National Stadium here in Tokyo. The Serie A side to kick off the second half, looking for their first ever win against Paris Saint-Germain. The two sides have never met competitively. Their best result was the 1-1 draw when they last met in 2019 in a friendly. Inter won a subsequent penalty shootout in that game. But prior to that, it had been 3 straight wins for PSG. It's Inter on the front foot right at the start of this second half. Thuram trying to square the ball into Mkhitaryan. DeMarco and Calhanoglu with the corner. Will be an outswinger from the left boot of DeMarco. Marquinhos with the header away. Now Calhanoglu. Here's Barella. Back with Filip Stankovic. '21-year-old Inter goalkeeper who seems to have settled in nicely in the pre-season games. Time will tell who will come in as the first choice Inter goalkeeper. Rafael De Janeiro is the only other choice, the goalkeeper brought in from Gubbio. Barella, back heel towards Dumfries. And Barella knew he would have been offside if he touched the ball. Quite a start to the second half though from Simone Inzaghi's side. There's Marquinhos. Hakimi. Coutinho coming in off the wing, but Acerbi clears it away. Hakimi. DeMarco to Lautaro. Here's Mkhitaryan. Darmian. Tony looking for the run of Thuram. Skriniar across. Thuram just trying to clip it into DeMarco, who'd continued his run into the penalty area. Zaire Emery finding Vitinha. And for the return, the PSG youngster Vitinha held onto it instead. Ugarte. Fabian Ruiz. The opening 3 minutes of this second half is the most prolonged spell of possession that Inter have had in the game. Skriniar has it back now though for PSG. Hernandez. Oh, back to this situation again. Donnarumma just holding on to the ball. Nobody from Inter closing him down and nobody making themselves available for PSG. Here's Dumfries. Seemed to be caught by Hernandez. No free kick given though. Now Skriniar. Lucas Hernandez. Skriniar into Zaire Emery. Asensio. Marquinhos. Hakimi. Vitinha. There's Lucas Hernandez. This team's lacking that incisive edge in the final third at the moment. Hakimi, Ugarte, now Asensio. Inter with plenty of bodies back. Hernandez just trying to clip it through for the Spaniards, but Inter close it down again. Knocked away by Stankovic. Touch off by Dumfries to Barella. See what he was trying to do. Bend the ball round Marquinhos into the path of Marcus Thuram, but the Brazilian read it well. Zaire Emery, and that was poor. Cut out by Barella, and now Çalhanoğlu. DeMarco. There's Bastoni. A lot of ground to make up in next season's Scudetto race. Inter, they finished 18 points behind the runaway champions Napoli. Just a couple of points though behind Lazio in second, and 2 ahead of city rivals Milan. Showing themselves a place in the group stages of the Champions League again. Mkhitaryan, good ball to DeMarco. Cross to no one in particular though. An easy claim for Donnarumma. Good link up between the Armenian and DeMarco. Soler. There's Marquinhos. PSG spreading it around again. Hakimi. Vitinha into Ugarte. Fabian Ruiz has Asensio in the centre. He was the only player in there though in dark blue for Paris Saint-Germain. Vitinha arriving later. Fabian Ruiz. Now Lucas Hernandez with space to use here. Soler hugging the touchline. Now Fabian Ruiz. Run by Zaire Emery. Inter working hard off the ball though to close down PSG. And they're having to as well, the French side, with plenty of the ball. Hernandez. Hakimi with the handball. Champions again for the 11th time. Paris Saint-Germain last season. Much closer title race than they would have expected, though, in the end just finishing a point ahead of Lens. And here come the changes for Inter. Quadrado amongst them, the Juventus man. Mkhitaryan and Thuram making their way off. Fratesi, Correa, Gosens amongst the changes for Inter. Marco making way. Usually the change is not coming at the half-time break, but around about 10 minutes into the second half. So a free kick for Inter. Which is quickly taken forwards. What to do here for Hernandez. Those who have just come on trying to make their mark. Correa with a touch off. Here's Correa again. Happy to see it behind for a corner. Hanley with the delivery then for Inter. So the swinger. Away initially by Skriniar. Here's Quadrado. Now Darmian. Inter still keeping plenty of bodies forward. The cross in towards Lautaro, but too high. And then Quadrado unable to keep it in as well. Zaire Emery. Senzio ahead of him. Ruiz in support as well. Now Vitinha. For goal, the Portuguese, and in the end it wasn't too far away actually. No real purchase on the shot from Vitinha, but Stankovic would have had it covered had it been on target. Didn't get hold of it in any way as he would have liked, Vitinha. Dragging that one past the post. Here's Soler. Confirmation of those substitutions. There's Hernandez. Fabian Ruiz. Touch off by Asensio to Hakimi. Dominating the ball again. PSG in the second half. Hernandez. Vitinha. Fernandez in space again. He's getting plenty of it. The PSG left back. Now Ugarte. Marquinhos. Space for Vitinha. Emery made the run forward. Hakimi has it now. The former Inter player for PSG. It's cut out though, and Inter looking to counter. Shut down though immediately by Luis Enrique's side. Fabian Ruiz. Stankovic, closed down by Asensio. Stankovic did well though to release the ball and pick out Bastoni. Here's Lautaro. A bit of space for Cuadrado. One of the new arrivals on a free from Juventus, along with Davide Fratesi, who's just come on. He's arrived on loan from Sassuolo for a €6 million fee. Cuadrado. Skriniar with the clearance away. Fabian Ruiz. Emery. He's got through plenty of work again in those central areas for PSG. Of real promise. Emery again. Hakimi. Now Vitinha. Lucas Hernandez. Inter just happy with bodies behind the ball, make life difficult for PSG to break them down. Here's Hernandez. Hakimi, back from Asensio. Good run by the Moroccan on Asensio. Ball was just behind him. Here's Fabian Ruiz now though. Cuadrado getting the challenge in. It's a poor decision in the end from Fabian Ruiz. And another promising PSG attack comes to nothing. He's one of 6 Spaniards in the Paris Saint-Germain first team squad, 2 of which in action here. There's Soler and Asensio. It's not a bad effort. Oh, it's a wonderful goal. And Paris Saint-Germain do get the breakthrough midway through the second half through the Portuguese midfielder Vitinha. Philip Stankovic frustrated. And that really was a bolt from the blue from Paris Saint-Germain. He's way out here and hits it perfectly into the corner. Well, they've struggled generally in open play to break Inter down. So it was always going to take something spectacular like that to find a way through. And Vitinha has found it. Pace on the strike, getting the better of Stankovic. Picture book goal from the Portuguese midfielder. I think he enjoyed that one. Luis Enrique. Twice, I remember, PSG led against Cerezo Osaka on Friday before eventually succumbing 3-2. In front again here, PSG 1, Inter 0. It's a foul. And, Correa. He's capable of that kind of thing, the Portuguese man. Many who probably feel he doesn't do it enough, as Kazawa comes on for Lucas Hernandez. For like swap from Paris Saint-Germain at left back. Skriniar gets the foot in for PSG. Coutinho, the goal scorer, releasing Soler. Achraf Hakimi. Marquinhos. Interesting to see what the Inter response will be. PSG just passing it around them at the moment. Skriniar. It's been the case for much of the game, save maybe the first 10 minutes of the second half. The referee didn't like the challenge from Robin Gosens. Atalanta defender was wondering whether or not a yellow card might arrive for that. He did get the ball. It's an old-fashioned challenge from Gosens, but free kick given against the German defender. Replaced by the new signing Aslani. Delivery on for Bastoni. Aslani, a €10 million arrival from Empoli. Inter's most expensive signing this summer. Six changes now from the Serie A side. There's Darmian. Cuadrado. Challenged by Ugarte. Invested in Ugarte does tend to suggest that Verratti will be on his way. He's been a fabulous servant in there for Paris Saint-Germain in that central holding role. Marquinhos. Skriniar. And Kazawa. Under pressure from Fratesi. Triple change for Paris Saint-Germain. coming into the action. He replaced the captain, Marquinhos. Indoor on for Fabian Ruiz. Ekitike into the action, and a really good game against Cerezo Osaka. Scored one, assisted one, but still ended up on the losing side. Hugo Ekitike, who's in good scoring form in pre-season. And Inter about to make another change as well. Now Bissek on for Francesco Acerbi. Seventh change for Inter. Here's Vitinha. Ekitike, the run ahead of him. Back with Donnarumma. Bissek, who's just come on, a German player of Cameroonian descent, has been capped for Germany at under 21 level. He's playing in Denmark for Aarhus until Inter pounced this summer. Right back to Stankovic. Cuadrado under pressure from Kazawa, and wins the free kick. Still no sign of movement from Neymar from the PSG bench. Lautaro, Skriniar across. Zaire Emery with the touch out to Vitinha. He seems to be thriving in the wider position. Quite often plays in the 10 role, just in behind a central striker, but the starting position seems to be out on the right a bit more this evening. And centrally now. Here's Kazawa. So fluid though, the forward line of Vitinha, Asensio, Soler. Little flick from Ugarte. Ekitike. You have a central focus now with Ekitike through the middle. On loan with PSG last season, but now paid the €28.5 million fee to sign him permanently from Rams. Ugarte. Kazawa. Pattern of the game hasn't really changed at all. Here's Danilo wearing the armband now, having come on for Marquinhos. great deal to do at all, Donnarumma. Door. Skriniar to Ugarte. Donnarumma to Danilo. Inter trying to press PSG into a mistake here. I've seen too much of that, defending on the front foot from Inter. You know when he's on the large screen, Neymar, murmur all around the stadium. It's been something of a shame for the Japanese soccer fans. When these tours were announced, they would have been hoping to see Mbappe and Neymar in action for PSG. It's not been the case. Ugarte to Vitinha. The relationship between PSG and Mbappe, of course, has soured almost immeasurably now. Ugarte running into Aslani. It's a foul by Zaire Emery. Lautaro Martinez is coming off. Sebastiano Esposito coming on to replace him. Stefano Sensi for Nicolo Barella. Stankovic, the goalkeeper, and Matteo Darmian, the only players who started the game for Inter, still on now. Fratesi, cut out by Kazawa. Really positive play up to Ekitike, who's pretty isolated. Kazawa has continued the charge forward to offer support himself. Jan Bisek stacking across and Stankovic clearing. Shot there by Fratesi. I think the referee thought about giving the foul and then Wade play on. Here's Kazawa. Skriniar. Now Ndor. Danilo. PSG again playing around the somewhat half-hearted into Brado. Space now for Sensi. Options here maybe for Inter. Cuadrado. Cazao on the back foot. Cuadrado, and did really well. Forced Donnarumma into the kind of save he hasn't really had to make in the game so far. And the angle was always very much against Cuadrado. The Colombian did well to make himself a bit of space and at least sting the palms of Donnarumma. Cuadrado will take the corner. It's an outswinger, it's a good ball as well. Sensi helps it on, fed back into the centre. The ball had gone out of play. The initial chance falling to Esposito. 21-year-old striker from the Inter Youth Academy and Italian under-21 international. Well, Ugarte's evening is over. He's going to be replaced by Ismael Garbi, another of the Spanish contingent. Started the game against Cerezo Osaka. Garbi, lively player, just 19. Spanish under-19 international. He's made 7 appearances for Paris Saint-Germain in Liga in his career. Hoping for more game time this season. He's featured prominently along with Zaire Emery as the 2 standouts from the PSG academy. Skriniar. Space here now for Fratesi. And Esposito equalises for Inter. Well, it all seems so simple in the end. Sebastiano Esposito on the score sheet inside the last 10 minutes for Inter. And that will be a big goal for the youngster. Davide Fratesi certainly played his part, the little nudge to the side, and Skriniar unable to prevent Esposito from finishing. Does have 1 Serie A goal to his name, Esposito, in his 7 top-flight appearances in which he's played for Inter. The rest of his career has been spent in loan spells with Spal, Venezia and Basel in Switzerland. And delight for those Japanese fans who are lending their support to Inter. 9 minutes to go, 1-1. And Vitinha's cracker equalised by a neat finish from Sebastiano Esposito. And as against Cerezo Osaka on Friday, PSG unable to hold on to a lead in a match that they've largely dominated. Quadrado. Quadrado again. And it's Correa. Nice ball into Fratesi, who squares it again. A chance for 2-1. And Inter lead. 2 goals in a matter of minutes for Inter. And as against Cerezo, PSG see a match in which they're in full control of and leading, turned on its head. And Stefano Sensi, the second substitute to get his name on the score sheet. But PSG have suddenly fallen asleep defensively. Correa into Fratesi, who played his part again. And the presence of mind just to square it into Stefano Sensi, who couldn't really miss. Paris Saint-Germain 1, Inter 2. And these defensive frailties will be a real worry for Luis Enrique. This match almost a carbon copy of what happened against Cerezo Osaka on Friday. Dominant, in front, they led twice in that game. And here, get a deserving breakthrough on 64 minutes. Only to concede twice in 2 minutes. And with 6 minutes to go, PSG find themselves behind again. And facing a second straight defeat in pre-season. And a first ever defeat against Inter. Here's Danilo. Now Skriniar. Vitinha. His goal, cracking goal as well, looked like being the winner for large periods. Here's Sensi. Little dummy by Correa. Free kick for Inter. 5 minutes to go and more frustration for Paris Saint-Germain. Still got a bit more travelling to do, PSG. They travel to Korea for a match on Thursday against Yeonbuk Hyundai Motors. And that will be their last pre-season game before the August 12th opener at home to Lorient at the Parc des Princes. And their following game is away to Toulouse, the side who won the Coupe de France last season in emphatic fashion, winning 5-1 against Nantes in the final. Before they're then at home to last season's runners-up Lens, who PSG pipped to the title by just a point in the end. It's not a straightforward start to the campaign for the 11-time now French champions. Record winners, finally surpassing that Saint-Etienne record of 10 that has stood since 1981. Chance then here for Inter to wrap it up. They have a corner. And still the opportunity is there. Straight into the wall from Aslani. Good move for him from Empoli. On a permanent deal. Featured regularly enough, 20 times in all last season on loan. Sensi. Ekitike. He's barely seen the ball since coming on for PSG. Vitinha. Trying to inject a bit of urgency into the attack now. Here's Kazawa. You do wonder seeing them in pre-season if it could be one of those campaigns where Paris Saint-Germain are there for the taking in Liga. Dominant with 9 title wins in the last 11 seasons, with that terrific Monaco team that had the likes of Kylian Mbappe and Bernardo Silva and Fabinho amongst others in it, pit them to the title. And then a few seasons ago now, Lille beating them to the Championnat. So they've been utterly dominant, but not completely infallible, PSG, in terms of winning the French title. Here's Danilo. Kazawa. Undor caught in possession. Vitinha with the touchback to Donnarumma. Danilo. Time running out for PSG to avoid a second straight loss here in Japan. There are 3 matches on this Japanese tour. And it's looking as though they're going to finish without a win. Held 0-0 by Al Nassr a week ago. Cristiano Ronaldo's side from Saudi Arabia. Then beaten by Cerezo Osaka 3-2 on Friday, and now heading for defeat again. Danilo. Skriniar. Undor. Soler back to Kazawa. So much possession, but really haven't done a great deal with it, particularly second half. Paris Saint-Germain. Just a wonderful strike from distance from Vitinha, getting the better of Stankovic. Not a lot else has been created. Inter threatening to get in behind again with Gozens. Being fouled, referee happy to wave play on though. 3 minutes to be added on. Here's Vitinha. Can PSG at least snatch a draw? Fit in by Bissek. Senzi. It's it back from Quadrado. Now Correa. Fortezi made the run ahead of him. Held on to the ball for too long though, the Argentinian. Now the coach giving anything away facially. Enrique, they will be feeling, here we go again, a match we should have won and find ourselves losing. There's one match to put it right against Young Motors before it starts for real against Lorient. A match that PSG would expect to win, but a side who have upset PSG before in the past. Here's Kazawa. Skriniar. There's Garbi. Zaire Emery, Vitinha. A white wall to try and work their way through PSG, and not much time to do it. Soler. Vitinha. Zaire Emery. It's going to be a free kick. Foul on Garbi. Tricky player, Garbi. Difficult for defenders to deal with. Shove in the back from Darmian. And this is potentially the last chance for Paris Saint-Germain to take anything from this game. Hakimi there, Vitinha over it. All players capable of causing a problem for Filip Stankovic in the Inter goal. Responsibility here. Former Inter man Hakimi would have to produce the equaliser. Not too far away from where Vitinha opened the scoring for PSG. It is Vitinha. It's a far way shy of his strike to put PSG in front. A goal that looked like it might win the game for Paris Saint-Germain, but lightning has struck twice. Similar outcome to that against Cerezo Osaka on Friday. His team dominant in possession, but didn't really create or score enough. And 2 goals in 2 minutes from Esposito and Senzi, 2 players that Simone Inzaghi brought off the bench in the second half turning this game on its head and giving Inter their third win in 4 matches in pre-season. They are bubbling along nicely for the new campaign. But for Paris Saint-Germain, 1 or 2 puzzles for Luis Enrique to sort out, and 1 or 2 off-field problems as well for Paris Saint-Germain to deal with too. Again, no Neymar this evening. They knew there would be no Kylian Mbappe, but it is a 2nd straight loss for Paris Saint-Germain. 3 matches here in Japan as part of their pre-season tour, and they have come away without a single victory. It's Inter's win tonight, their first ever win against Paris Saint-Germain. It's finished Paris Saint-Germain 1, Inter 2.